dog nuts are so screwed now. Give me your dogs and let me butch them. Welcome back to another Worthless Mutts. I am back. Gore the Dog Butcher is finally back. It's been wow. It's been a while. It surely has been a while since I've been here. You know, shining the light on these worthless mutts, these dog owners, and the dog media, the dog industry. Reason for, my absence. Reason for my absence is, and it might be a blessing for these dog nuts, and they're probably going to rejoice, or they're rejoicing because Gore the Dog Butcher took a long hiatus, but I had injured myself just early, like late last year, and it just came out of nowhere. This injury to my leg, and I couldn't walk or do anything for over 2-3 months. Had to get surgery, had to wear a cast. It was, and even until now, I'm still not 100%. I'm a lot better, yeah, but I'm not where I used to be. During when I was injured through the time, it really, this injury particularly really, it made me think. One day I'm doing everything. I'm jumping, running, feeling like I'm invincible, can do it all. Then the next day it's like you can't even sleep because how hurt you are. You can't even get out of bed. You can't walk. To go up and down the stairs was a nightmare. Even driving sometimes and getting in and out of the car and walking to wherever, it was brutal, and it really made me a little, felt a little down on myself. Like, what good am I if I can't walk? And it really, like, it took a lot out of me. And some people can relate. Most people probably won't. But injuries, they really do have an effect on people. And it really now makes me see how pro athletes feel and what they may go through. You have one athlete who's scoring 20-30 points a game for a few years. He gets injured, he comes back, and he's not the same. And I've always wondered that, like, how can an injury take away your whole game like that? And it does. It does. Like, I'm not even 100%. It's been a whole year, like half a year now, and I'm not 100%. And I can tell that I'll probably never be the same again. Who knows? But it really did put me down for quite a bit. But nevertheless, Gore the Dog Butcher is here. We are back. I think this is probably ep number 39. And before my hiatus, I was working on dog laws around the world. And I wasn't even done. Like, I wasn't done. And then I got injured, and I just stopped doing it. I just lost interest in a lot of things after the injury. It's not quite finished. There's probably going to be some rough edges in other places, but we're going to continue. We're just going to do it anyways as best as we can. And that being said, man, Yeah, this dog culture is so bad. It's still the same. And here we are, after here I am after what 7 months or 6 months hiatus, and children and adults are still getting mauled by dogs. We still have irresponsible dog owners. We still have a psychopathic dog industry. And the main focus in the last 7 months has, been about, the Will Smith stuff, guns, abortion, politics, gas prices, but barely no mention of these worthless mutts. None. Like, none. Like, sometimes I don't even search for things on the internet in terms of like mainstream media, and certain things will just pop up in my feed. Whereas things that happen in this dog culture, it you don't hear any unless you search for it. You're not gonna hear or know anything regarding these dogs, and it's such a shame. Such a shame. And for the while that I was driving, I challenged myself. Like, I do challenge myself if I can drive, a few miles without seeing a dog. And oftentimes I can't. Soon as I start driving, I bump into a dog. No, not literally. I see a dog, someone walking their dog. I'm able to get out of one city. As soon as I'm in another city, I see another dog. I see them all over the place. Even people you think would never own a dog. These fragile, small, like, no offense, they look weak people with pit bulls and these big dogs. They're everywhere. Everywhere. You can't even drive for a second without seeing them or hearing them. I have a neighbor for the last maybe 8 years. They've always gone on walks when I see them by their wife and husband. They've gone on walks by themselves and they look fine and they look great for maybe 8 years now. Then all of a sudden, this year, out of nowhere, they get a dog. And these two people looked great without a dog. They looked happy without a dog. These two people, when you look at them, you wouldn't even think they would be dog nutters. But all of a sudden, now they have this worthless mutt. So every time I come out of the house, sometimes I'm facing the house and I see them with this dumbass dog staring right at me. And the dog looks like it's suffering from a lot of anxiety. These people didn't need a dog, and all of a sudden they have a dog. It's crazy. Then, long story short, this child that I know, for the last maybe month or so, or 2 months, he's always been sick. He's always been sick for some reason. And I find it strange. But I know he has a dog. I've seen him and the family with a dog. And he's always being sick. He's always sick. And that could only be one thing. It has to be the dog that is making him sick. But obviously, these dog nuts, these families are never going to think, maybe it's the dog making our children sick. I would love to tell them, but sometimes you gotta keep things. You gotta shut up in public. Sometimes you just gotta shut up. Sometimes you can't say what you want to say in public. But I wish I could. I wish I could just tell them, hey, maybe it's the dog that's making your child sick. Would they believe it? Accept it? Of course not. We live in a dog nuttery world. Man. Then oftentimes either driving or walking, I see this other neighbor with this ugly, ugly, ugly dog. I see them with this ugly dog. Walking with this nasty, ugly dog. My gosh. I don't know. I don't know how people can force themselves to have an ugly dog in the house. Then I'm at the park the other day, just relaxing by the lake. Sometimes I go to the lake just to, chill out. And I want to go out to just walk around sometimes and just go by the lake and just chill, but you can't. I can't. There's an incident where I was like, I'm gonna just go out for a second, and I was thinking about it. I want to do it, but the moment after I thought about it, some dog nut wanders into the park with an off-leash dog, and the dumb dog, the doofus dog, is just doing what doofus dogs do. They just run and sniff and they move their bodies in a strange, abnormal way. You look at these dogs and you look at the ducks there, the other birds, the squirrels. They're all calm and they're all busy working. They have no time for people. They don't have no time to sniff and look at people. If you even take a step near them, they're gonna fly away or run away. But dogs, they have to go near you though. Even if you're minding your business, they have to run in near you. I passed over maybe 1 million birds by now. And only one bird in my life has ever touched me. Only one bird has ever touched me. And ever since then, no other animal has ever come near me to touch me or sniff me. But only a dog. If you see an off-leash dog, the dog sees you, the dog will have to sniff you, have to go near you. Unacceptable. I can't even go to the lake to just chill out because of these doofus dogs and these dog nuts. It's such a shame. All right, let's get started. Dog laws around the world. We're gonna be traveling. We're gonna get on a train, on a plane, a car, even maybe a rocket ship, and we're gonna travel around the world and learn about various dog laws around the world. And again, something I was editing like last year, but just been so busy in the injuries, so it's a little rough on some of the edges. It's going to be rough, but nevertheless, let's get into it. And the first place we are going is New York. I'm going to see. It's F5. How do I do this? Where does it begin? Hopefully you guys can see that. So we're traveling to New York. I'm from New York, and let's see what New York has to say. They have a new legislation. Is great news for dog owners of bully breeds like the American Pit Bull Terriers, English Bulldogs, Bull Mastiff, Bull Terriers, Rotties, should be called Rottens, Doberman, German Shepherd, and more. They have a bill. New York State has a bill called A4075. Has been passed and is now on the way to Governor Cuomo to sign into law. This new law will stop the discrimination against certain dog breeds and states the following. prohibits insurers from refusing to issue or renew or cancel or charge or impose an increased premium on certain policies based solely on the breed of dog owned. So there you have it. New York, whether this has been passed already or not, it's been a while since I checked, but so now insurers or owners, whether it's landlords, etc., businesses, they can't discriminate against certain dog breeds. For example, the pit bull. We know the pit bull is known, and it's a fact that they're known to be killers. They will kill people. They'll kill children, adults. They'll kill other dogs. They'll kill cats. They'll even kill themselves. But they have a law where we can't discriminate them. So now, if you have a poodle in the building, we have to allow all dogs in the building, whether or not this dog is an aggressive dog. If this dog is known to be aggressive, has committed aggressive acts, it's on record. Some businesses will still have to allow these dogs to enter their property. New York should stop killing adoptable pets. So there they have it. Imagine being raised in a family that you thought loved you until you got too old, big, or they taunted you until you snapped, so they dumped you. Worse, your parents were so callous. And they're talking about dogs, mind you, and they're using parents as, for instance, the dog owner. Were so callous that they did not take you to a safe place. They said you were abandoned or lost or taken by an agency whose leaders or politicians who set their policies decided that if you demonstrate temporary stress due to your traumatic situation, you likely exit their foreboding facility dead. So once again, there are, they're really trying to make these laws where kill shelters are abolished, specifically for dogs. Anything else, they may close their eyes. But if it's for a dog, they're really trying to allow these worthless mutts to live. Whether or not these dogs are aggressive or have killed or attacked anyone, they want to turn the blind eye and just sweep it under the rug and act like nothing happened. And again, they're using these dog nuts, this dog industry. And they use the term parents to describe owners. And for a fact, if you own a dog, you're not a parent to a dog. No one is a parent to a dog. No one is a parent to any animal. You are not. These dog nuts will create these labels and things just to condition and justify their dog nuttery. And they said we're reaching a point with some of our dogs where keeping them alive but contained is more distressing and less humane than considering a euthanasia. These are dangerous dog laws. It says, like most states, New York has its own rules when it comes to dangerous dogs and your liability as a dog owner for injuries caused by your dog. With that in mind, the law defines a dangerous dog as, so we're still in New York, and they define a dangerous dog as it attacks, injures, or kills a person, farm animal, or any other pet without justification. A dog that approaches and or threatens a person in a very dangerous, threatening manner on the street or in public places. A dog that has the that tends to attack even when not provoked. Again, the New York State outlines serious injuries as one that presents the risk of death, leads to death, causes deformity, impairs a person's health or organs. Uh, Dog owner in New York, you should be very careful in ensuring that your dog doesn't fall in any of the above mentioned dangerous dog categories. But as we know, with dog nutters, all dog nutters, maybe there's a couple that are okay, but I'm going to be very general and say all dog lovers. Uh, uh, they this 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 is for all dog nuts, and it's like you have a dangerous dog, any dog. You have all these rules and laws, and these things exist because we know for a fact that it has happened. But yet we still have people in New York still hoarding these dogs, either one, two, three at a time, pit bulls, chihuahuas, whatever the case may be, even to the fact that they know that dogs can and are dangerous. So these things would not exist if we didn't know or have seen with evidence that dogs do commit these acts. We don't have this for birds or hamsters or pigs or even pet snakes or frogs. Just dogs. But yet these dogs are allowed to remain in our society and our home, and we once again must turn the blind eye. 5 laws every NYC dog lover must know. We're still in New York discovering what these here it is. What these dog laws are. And one of the laws are every dog needs a license, as in license to kill, as in as long as you have a license for a dog, you are allowed to have them. You have these dogs at least kill 1 or 2 people or harm a person, and that's okay. We'll turn the blind eye. Give this dog a treat and put this dog back into the public as if nothing happened. Rabies vaccinations are mandatory. Dogs must be kept on a leash no more than 6 feet long. And again, I'm not from New York, but there are many occasions where dog nuts, even if they go to the park and the park says keep dog on a leash, or if they're walking on public sidewalk in a busy street, many dog nuts will keep their dog off leash. Don't tether your dog. So you can't tether these worthless mutts. Scoop that again. Number 5. Shit pickers. And for the most part, even with number 4, most to all dog lovers, they break these laws. And if you break a law, what are you called? You're called a criminal. These dog nuts are criminal. Even to have a dog, it should be criminal. A pit bull, it should be criminal. It's outrageous. No kill policy. Again, we touched base on this in a few slides before. This one says no kill defines a movement, a goal, rather than being an absolute a decade old, the term was coined as a barometer for measuring change as one piece of the large puzzle. It was not meant to condone warehousing of animals or to be literally today no kill. Today, no kill means the elimination of the euthanization, for healthy, adoptable, talking about dogs. Again, this dog culture, it's very blurry. Dog nuts are very blurry. They don't follow the rules. They don't follow laws when it comes to their dog. They let their dogs do anything. In terms of no kill, many times it's because the dog is dangerous. They've attacked someone. They've killed someone. And yet they will stamp this no kill on these killers. But let's say a coyote or a bear, hurt someone. Immediately, these people will go out and kill this wild animal. But a dog somehow gets the free out of no kill card nearly every single time. And even if this dog is about to be put down, you're going to have dog nuts defending these worthless mutts after they have attacked and maimed children. A lot of these dog nuts put dogs before their own children. And they will rush and protest to not kill a dog when we have way worse problems to deal with. They rather waste their time and energy on a dog to not kill a dog. These are the same people that probably go to these chicken stores and restaurants and eat, 20 pieces of bucket of chicken, where these chickens were killed instantly and they didn't bat an eye. They don't care. These chickens didn't kill or harm anyone or anything. But when it comes to these dogs who, in fact, there are times where they have killed or attacked someone, or a child or a baby, a lot of these dog nuts will come out to defend and justify the dog, and they will blame whatsoever in order to save a worthless mutt. Dog laws, again, failure to remove canine waste. Where I live, it's pretty good lately. I haven't been to the park for a while because it's, but overall it's been pretty good lately. Where I am, I can't speak for New Yorkians, but it's pretty good for where I am. Control of dogs, such as each person who owns or controls a dog shall not allow the animal to commit nuisance in any public or private premises. We spoke about this in previous videos, where even when these dog nuts lock their dogs in fences or inside the home, somehow these dogs find a way out and they go out and killing and attacking people. Sometimes a fence, a locked door, is just not good enough for these worthless mutts. It's not. If a fence and a door and a secure place is not good enough, doesn't secure the public, secure the community, why do we continue to have these dogs in our presence? Unleash dogs. I've seen this countless times. Not as much where I am, but I guarantee you in a lot of these cities, these big cities, there are a lot of unleashed dogs roaming around. Whether or not they're being walked by their dog nuts, whether or not they're in a park where they shouldn't be, on a beach and by the lake, I guarantee you there is a lot of unleashed dogs. And if there wasn't, why do these laws even exist? We don't see any laws that say if you see a dog flying, it's against the law. Of course not, because we have never seen that. But these laws exist Because dog nuts, people have allowed these things to happen. Because it happens, it exists. Uh, Again, we spoke about this, about insurances or owners or buildings like discriminating against certain dog breeds. Bradford. Bradford woman told by court their dog must be destroyed the 11th of June 2021. It says they owned their pit bull terriers must be destroyed. February 17th, of course, the dog had to be destroyed unless an appeal was lodged within the next 21 days. Yeah, so here we have a story of two nether pit bulls that are or were ordered to be destroyed, as in to die, to be killed. And I wonder why. You know, I really wonder why, but we're not getting into that because I have a lot to cover. We are in now, heading to Michigan. Michigan State. You guys probably can't read that too well. Susan by Seed. Alright. So we are in Michigan, and they say approximately 4 to 5 million Americans are bitten by dogs each year. Man's best friend, mind you. Of this number, approximately 800,000 Americans seek medical attention for these bites, while 0.2% of these attacks are fatal. It has to be more than that. So even when these people are giving out the facts, they don't give out the facts entirely. It has to be more than this. How can you have over 5 million attacks and only 0.2% of that is fatal? It has to be more. It has to be. In Michigan, actions that classify a dog as dangerous usually refers to the act or action of a dog that puts the public or other animals at risk for injury or death. So I think any dog in the presence, whether it's inside a home in the neighborhood, at a park, whether they're in the car and you're out of the car just walking in public, that dog should be titled as dangerous. Because it's like having a lion locked up in a car. That is still should be considered dangerous. It's like going to the zoo. It is still technically a dangerous place because you have a lot of dangerous animals roaming about. Whether they're fenced or not, you are still in a dangerous place. But they only classify dogs as dangerous is when they pose an act or action against the public and they risk injury or death. But really what this means is it's usually after the dog does something, or during when the dog is doing something, that dog is technically called dangerous. But we know with these pit bulls, they can be sweet for a year or two, then out of nowhere, they're killing and maiming children over and over and over again. So any dog, every dog whether they're barking, growling, puppy in a cage or not, should be defined as dangerous. So they say the procedure for declaring a dog dangerous will typically provide a procedural section for determining whether a dog is dangerous, vicious, or potentially dangerous. So basically, what that means, they're gonna have to take, even if a dog attacks someone, they're gonna have to take the dog to do some tests to see if the dog is dangerous. Some bogus, the food test to see if the dog is dangerous. Even if we've seen and it's being reported that the dog, and you have evidence that the dog had attacked or hurt someone, they're not going to call a dog dangerous then. They have to do these bogus tests to see if a dog is dangerous. So a dog can hurt you one day, it does the test the next day, and if the dog passes those tests, the dog won't be considered dangerous. And pit bulls, specifically pit bulls, they are known to be the worst of the worst dogs. But yet, we just turn the blind eye. We ignore the fact that these dogs, pit bulls, are the most dangerous dog breeds of all time. And they again talk about a euthanasia. They say violations that are mandatory euthanization in one state may only be discretionary in another. In New Jersey, for instance, a dog may be euthanized if the owner does not appear for a hearing. In Tennessee, however, a dog will be euthanized if the owner does not appear in court 5 days after receiving notice. For more information, Then we have penalties, pretty much a slap on the wrist. If your dog does some stupid, dangerous shit, the dog owner will get a slap on the wrist. And they get to keep that dog to continue to endanger the populace. It says, regardless if the dog was previously determined dangerous, Michigan has felony provisions, including an involuntary manslaughter charge for an animal determined dangerous that either kills or causes serious injury to a person. Manslaughter. And manslaughter is usually like the least the rate of crime, the rate of death when it comes to the courts. And it says felony provisions are rarely provided for previously determined dangerous dogs who seriously injure or kill a domestic animal. South Carolina makes it a felony to attempt to sell, offer to sell, breed, buy, or attempt to buy a known dangerous dog. And then they always use animal. Always. When in fact, 99% of the time, people are selling dangerous dogs. And I'm going to say 99% because there are those few that will sell, crocodiles. They're going to sell bears, lions. They're there. Like, there's some people that will sell these real dangerous animals. But in terms of common sense, in terms of, which animal is known to attack the most, it's the dog. You can look up the stats of bear attacks, coyote attacks, shark attacks, and you can combine those together and compare them to the dog. The dog will outweigh bears, sharks, and coyote attacks by hundreds of miles. So I don't think they should generalize every animal in subjects like these. Like, come on. Anytime you do hear about an animal attacking, it's usually a dog. Oftentimes, 8 times out of 10 or 9 times out of 10, you're always going to hear stories of a dog attacking someone. Always. It's nearly never a cat. It's rarely a coyote. It's rarely a bear attack. It's rarely a shark attack. It is always a dog, but they like to cover. They like to, even though they're stating these laws against these dogs, they will protect these dogs in these little ways as possible. Now we're going to California, going to live it live. I have no song, but we're going back to Cali. Los Angeles Neighborhood Watch. Let's see what this is about. We're going back to Cali. Anyways, Los Angeles Neighborhood Watch. City laws protecting people and animals in Los Angeles. Over the years, the city of Los Angeles has sought to improve conditions for animals and people by creating and supporting laws that govern the care of animals and their interaction with humans. What this really means is they wanted to improve and to keep pushing this dog nuttery onto people. They want to they want to set laws, they want to state facts, but at the same time they're going to protect these dogs. Following are basic guidelines for the care and treatment of animals, I mean dogs, including laws as set forth in federal, state, county, and the City of Los Angeles Municipal Code section. So they have a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. And this is all about dogs. This is all about dogs. And they always use animals. If anything, it's always the dog. Always. Dogs can't catch a break. Look at this. Food and water. Pets must be provided with adequate food and water. Water should be available at all times and should be placed in an area where it will not become overheated in the summer or frozen in the winter. With cats, there are a lot of street cats in the world, and they can survive on their own. For the most part, they can do very well on their own without causing major problems or threatening people in the community. Whereas dogs, you have just one dog, one stray dog, homeless dog, they can't survive on their own. They can't hunt. They can't make a place to eat, to make a place to sleep. They can't make a home. These dogs will always come back to the human begging for food or attacking them for food. This is why there are dog nuts that have to go out and buy food for the dog, because dogs are incapable of hunting. They're shitty hunters. Without these dog nuts telling them what to do, they couldn't hunt shit. There are times where you see and notice dogs will chase squirrels and etc. in the backyard or in public, and they can't catch shit. They're hunters. They shouldn't even be called predators, because dogs are just worthless. Dogs are just dangerous time bombs. All they do is explode. And sometimes just exploding randomly, you may hit the target. You might miss the target. If you're so obvious, you're going to miss the target. That's what dogs are. They're just time bombs. Obvious bombs that can't hunt, can't take care of themselves. And now they've created these laws specifically. It is specifically for dogs. It usually is about dogs. How about this? Animals left in cars. How many times have you seen a cat left in a car, or a rabbit, or a hamster, or a frog left in a car? I know I've never seen a cat in a car. If I do see a animal in the car, it's a dog. Tethering. Which animal do you know that is usually tethered? Which pet is often, have you seen tethered? It is the dog. I'm not saying some psycho people don't tether cats. They don't tether other animals. But more times than not, it's the dog that is being tethered, because dogs cannot self-regulate themselves. They do not know how to behave in public or even in their own homes. I mean, not in their own home, but in a house. You can't put them on the street without tethering them, because they'll wander off, get hit by cars, attack people. Because they have anxiety. Barking dogs. Barking dogs. It's self-explanatory. When a cat meows, sometimes it's kind of soothing. Sometimes it gets annoying. But it's not as loud and just a disgusting sound like a dog barking. Roof, 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 roof. No animal sounds as bad as a dog. They'll bark for hours. Like, shut the hell up. Even if you feed this worthless thing, it'll still bark and sound stupid and annoying. Breeding. There's even laws for breeding. That's how whack these dog nuts are. That's how worthless and reckless these dog nuts are. Because they will breed these worthless things, and it becomes a problem, not just for them, but for everyone in the community and in the society. And we all know which type of dog nuts are usually the culprits for breeding. And it's usually the pit bull nuts or even the Rottweiler nuts. Breeding these worthless mutts for either profit or to fight, or because these dog nuts are just stupid. How about this one? It should be just common sense. If you're gonna go and get a worthless mutt and then allow it to defecate in the public, the best thing you can do is pick up your dog shit. Be a shit picker. Bend down and pick up that shit. Even dog nuts think picking up dog shit is disgusting. Then why do you have these things? It's because you're stupid. You don't know anything. You're not thinking. You're not a thinker. You're just a doer. You're a dog nut. Your brain is full of dogs. You get these things, and they defecate in public, and now you don't want to pick it up. You want to destroy the environment, destroy public, destroy the streets because of your dog and because you're lazy and because you're just a worthless person. Hey, if you really don't like the city and you don't like your dog, get rid of the dog. Find another place to live. Go find an island where your dog can shit all at once and you don't have to pick it up. Last year I went to my cousin's house and I didn't know they had a dog and they had a dog. Long story short, I should have walked away, but I went into their backyard and their backyard was filled with dog shit. The backyard was filled with dog shit. And for sure, if they invite me to for a backyard party, I'm not going. Because chances are they're probably going to be feeding people dog shit. And I could go on and on. There's a lot of this dog crap. It's a lot. This is LA, man. We're in LA. And I think dog going to LA is probably one of the worst. LA and New York is probably the worst. The worst in terms of dogs. But if you're interested, you can go to LA Neighborhood Watch. You could also look at other cities or areas in LA or California. About these dog laws. LA County Animal Care and Control Laws, Services and Programs. Let me skip that. This one says, I'm not even sure why. Some of these are even like this. But it's so good. Sorry, I'm gonna make this was good enough. When is it legal to injure or kill someone else's dog in California? Yay. They say it's legal when killing dogs to protect people, killing dogs to protect property, killing dogs based on past behavior, and killing dogs trespassing. It also has self-defense and killing dogs to protect people. While the topic is not for faint of heart, because it's all about dogs, many of you may be thinking, I never thought California law was so cruel and barbaric. They're saying this because it's about killing dogs. Not just killing a dog, but killing dogs when they pose a threat and when they are behaving aggressive and or have attacked someone. And it's not surprising that dog nuts will think this is cruel. And there are many videos out there where a dog is attacking another dog or a person, and a person either hits the dog or shoots the dog, and as soon as that happens, they're all like, oh, why you shoot the dog for? I shot the dog because it's about to kill someone. What do you want me to do? Tickle it? Want me to throw feathers at the dog? People these days. But do not make any premature conclusion, as California actually makes it a crime to harm or kill animals unnecessarily or without justification. I think, it should be legal. As soon as you see a pit bull, it should be legal to just get Stormbreaker and to go for the head. Hey, a pit bull, give me Stormbreaker and go for the head. Pitbull over there. Summon Stormbreaker and just go for the head. We also want you to know that you may be entitled to compensation if you or a loved one have been injured due to a dog bite. I mean, let's avoid this compensation thing by just getting rid of dogs and eliminating them out of this earth forever. If you eliminate the dog, there is no problem. But we continue, after all we know, to own these dogs and to allow dumbass people to own these dogs and to have weak, fragile people to own these dogs. There's some more information. Dog laws in California. This one says strict liability. California is one of the states with strict liability laws that make pet owners responsible for most dog bite and related injuries. Strict liability means that you are liable for the acts of your dog regardless of whether you knew or should have known that your dog was dangerous. And you know what dog nuts always say, usually the pit nutter. My dog didn't do that before. My dog is usually sweet. All the time. Do dog nuts get like excuse cards? Like are they like, when they get a dog, are they handed like excuse cards? Like, well, this is what you say when this happens. When this happens, say this. When this happens, say this. Dog nuts and their excuses are so scripted. It's like they have it all planned out. It's like they plan it. If our dog does this, we're going to say this. Our dog looks like he's about to do this. If he does that, we're going to say this time. For the statute, anyone who's carrying out a legal duty like delivering mail is lawful on private property. So if your dog attacks a delivery person or delivery man, mailman, etc., you can be charged. Dog nuts could be charged for that. How about this though? Injured people cannot sue under the strict liability statute if they were bitten by police or military dogs. There are a lot of occasions, a lot of videos out there of police dogs attacking people, like overdoing it. And the police officer just doesn't do anything. There's one video where the young guy, the police said freeze, freeze, and the young guy froze and had his hands up. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't going for a weapon or anything. He was just standing there with his hands out, and the dog still attacked him. And what does the police officer do? Nothing. The police officer just rewards the dog for over attacking someone who was not posing a threat to anyone. There are many times, again, with these police dogs, even when a police officer takes down a suspect, these dogs will continue to bark and lunge at the person. Like, dude, don't you see that the police officers have this under control? Yet these dogs will continue to bark at the person as if the person is doing anything. And there's another story out there. It's probably more. There's another story out there of pit bulls becoming police dogs. Pit bulls becoming police dogs. So if there's a police dog and it's a pit bull, let's say at a festival, and you're having too much fun, that pit bull may see you as being committing a crime, and that pit bull may attack you for it. And the police will probably reward the pit bull, and that dog will get off without any action. Um, but dogs are, protected if someone is trespassing due to at fault of a person, things like that. Or an example, a dog trainer who is testing a dog's ability to withstand aggressive behavior from an individual. So again, if you're a dog trainer and the dog pretty much attacks you as a dog trainer, it's okay. It's okay. When can someone kill your dog? Again, to protect people, if they're to protect your livestock, based on past behavior, shooting or poisoning trespassing dogs, when dogs hurt or chase livestock, or killing predator dogs. So why even have dogs? And look what they say. Concluding thoughts: a dog may be a beloved pet to you, but ownership imposes significant legal responsibility upon the owner. Why put yourself through all this? Knowing the financial side to it, the dangerous side to dogs, knowing that you have to be, very alert and aware of these dogs. You gotta have eyes behind your back. You gotta turn your whole world around for a dog. All this. And oftentimes, even the best dog trainers or dog lovers, their dogs will still attack people. Remember that story with the dog god Cesar Millan? Didn't his dog attack a gymnast dog? So it doesn't matter if you're the best trainer or you're a dog god like Cesar Millan. It doesn't matter. Even if you're weak, dumb, you could be intelligent. Your dog can still attack people or other livestock. It doesn't matter. Dog bite statistics by breed. Fatal dog bites in states with the highest fatality. So we're going to see which states has the highest dog bite stats. Oh, it's just Colorado. So this is in Colorado, home of South Park. So like we know, we've touched base on this many times. Pit bulls, again, they make up 60% of fatalities. Then there's a Rottweiler, and then the German Shepherd. And remember, police use this dog as, as a canine unit. And the top 3 breeds responsible, and Pit Bull and Rottweiler. And look how they say Pit Bull mix. Mix with what? So if you add this all together, I'll even consider a Rottweiler part of the Pit Bull family breed. Doesn't matter. Or the bully breeds. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But again, we see the Pit Bull are dominating. Pit Bulls are dominating And the state with the most fatalities, we looked at California already through the slides, and California is dominating. They are dominating. And it's Florida. We got Georgia. We got Illinois. North Carolina. Ohio. We have Texas. Where's New York at? New York only is with 7. Yeah, you think New York would have more though. Oklahoma is pretty high. Penn State. Man, you got to ask yourself, why? Why? The top 5 are Cali, Texas, Florida, North Carolina, and Ohio. And by age, infants and toddlers, even preschoolers. Are the most, I hate to say it, but they're killed the most by dogs. The next would be seniors, and then other young children from age 5 to 9. They state dog bite happen every 75 seconds in the United States. The most aggressive breeds, as you see, once again, the Pit Bull, German Shepherd. All these dogs should get the Stormbreaker treatment. I should start calling it the Gore treatment. The Gore the Dog Butcher treatment. All dogs must die. There's a lot of things, that I've spoken about in previous videos, and if you want to know more, go to ColoradoInjuryLaw.com, and then just search dog bite stats, and it should come up. We're heading to New Jersey. I don't know why it's like this. I'm saying, why didn't you fix it before? Because we're in New Jersey. And it says in New Jersey, anyone who owns a dog in New Jersey may one day be required to have a fence for that pet. And they have some legislation called the Responsible Dog Ownership Act. It was created partly to respond to a deadly dog attack in Carteret earlier this year. This was in 2021. 3-year-old boy was killed in March 17th attack. 2 pit bulls mauled the boy, and the dogs were killed. The bill requires the owner to have fencing for large dogs, and it imposes leash laws to ensure dogs are never allowed to run free. Isn't it common sense, though? If you're going to own these dogs, any dog, to have a secure fence, Why on earth? Why on earth would you own a dog? Period. But why would you have a dog and not fence up your yard and have the dog roam the yard? That's idiotic. It's idiotic. But whether or not the dog is in a house, there is a fence around the yard. We've seen many times, even I've seen it, some dogs can jump over 8-9 foot fences. We've seen it, dogs jumping over these 9-10 foot fences. Wooden fences, those metal fences. They go underneath, or they can go over, they can find holes and jump over it. So a fence, a fence is like wearing, it's like wearing, small shoes. Eventually your feet are going to grow out of it. I just kind of made that up, but what it means is eventually that dog is going to break out of the fence. Break out of the house, break out of its leash, wherever the dog is. So a fence doesn't really prevent attacks like this from happening. Even when a dog is leashed, the dog will still attack someone. And the dog owner is going to say, my dog never do this before. And they're going to protect their dog, hide their dog, not comment on the issue. They're going to, play dumb, play stupid, all to save a worthless mutt. I can't understand how any person who gets a pit bull specifically can ever be so shocked. They can be so shocked to know and to witness their dog attacking someone or another animal. They're always so shocked, which is why they have to use excuses, some irrational excuses, irrational reasoning. They gotta go on camera and cry like a little bitch when police shoot their dog. My dog wasn't doing anything, and the police shot him. The dog was sweet, had him as 2-year-old. He was doing this, he wasn't doing anything, and the police shot my ugly, worthless mutt. Dog nuts, man. Oh, man. Should we go to Reddit? No, I'm going to skip Reddit today. So if you're interested, you can go to bannedpitbulls.com on, not banned. You can go to reddit.com and go to the subreddit called bannedpitbulls.com. Look at this. My neighbor shot my dog. He was so sweet. Had him when he was a little baby. He wasn't doing anything. And my dog, he only wanted to say hello. So my dog aggressively approached him and my neighbor shot him because my fence was not up. And the dog came off the leash. And, all that whining bullshit they use. And their crying and their tears they use to defend their worthless mutt after someone takes action against it. And not just with other people, but sometimes animals, like coyotes or bears attacking a dog. And what's going to happen? Dog owner will be fine with authorities going out there, finding the coyote or bear and just killing it. My neighbor shot my dog. What can I do? I say just do nothing, blame yourself, and move on. Trespassing. So they may. Oh, sorry. They may defend their behavior by claiming that your dog was. So they're saying the neighbor may defend their behavior by claiming that your dog was trespassing on territory, which is pretty common, attacking livestock, another common one, being a nuisance for their pets, pretty common, crapping in their yard, really common, running loose and scrambling into a shooting range. They run loose, but yes, and it's pretty common in some places. Behaving vicious enough to attack the neighbor who shot it in the self-defense. And they want to ban guns. They want guns to be banned and taken away. So how are we going to defend ourselves? First, these dogs. If the government and these dog nuts and this dog industry isn't doing anything about these dogs, and they want to take guns away, how are we supposed to defend ourselves? And this is no accident. This isn't no accident that the world or media or America, wherever you are, is more focused on guns and abortion than on dogs. Than on dogs attacking babies and children. We read about in the mass media over and over again about school shootings. And what do they say? It's about protecting our children. Okay, I get it. So we can use that same reasoning with these dogs. It's about protecting the children. So then why aren't the governments and the media saying what needs to be said about these dogs? Nothing. They may have a little blurb, but you have to go and search for it yourself. And then it's like you read it, they say a dog killed so-and-so, and we just move on. But this whole gun control thing, it's never going away. I mean, I know why. I'm not going to get too into it. But if it's all about safety, if we're really all about safety from, say, 2020, of the whole pandemic, if it's all about safety in terms of guns, in terms of traveling by airplane, in terms of so much things, then we have to look at the dog. We have to start talking about the dog. We have to start being honest. Is this dog a problem? Is this dog dangerous? Are dogs dangerous? And yes, the stats are out there. Stories are out there of people, adults, children, seniors, other animals getting killed by dogs, but nothing is said. But these same dog nuts, my guess, are all for gun control. but they are okay with their pit bull mauling and attacking and killing innocent people who did nothing to be attacked. And there was there are a lot of stories out there about neighbors poisoning or shooting shooting a neighbor's dog. And no one just, come on. Like, really. No one just, walks into a building and just, okay, never mind. Hey, no one just goes out and just kills a dog. I've never done it. Even I have never gotten Stormbreaker and went after a dog. No one just does that for no reason. Even if you have little critters in your yard, let's say you're gardening, you have critters in your yard and they keep messing up your garden. No one just goes out and say, hey, a raccoon, let's get the gun and go shoot it right now. No, they don't do that. After time and time and time again, after a while, when it's, a recurrent problem, that's when action is taken. When you have experience dealing with an issue and you've tried to solve it and it's not getting solved or the other party isn't listening, sometimes to defend yourself and your property, you're going to have to send out a big bang. That dog is going to have to drop and squirm and cry like a little bitch that it is. If these dog nuts were smart and they, cared about others or respected others, if they were good listeners, they were good dog trainers, good dog owners, and they would keep their dog in check and keep their dogs off other people's property. Keep their dogs from bothering other people. Keep their dogs from attacking other children. But some of these dog nuts, they don't care. They don't care. They're like antisocial. They're worse than antisocial. They're dog nuts. So a person telling you, hey, keep your dog out of my yard. After a while, when you don't listen, and even the authorities aren't doing anything, sometimes you have to take out the Glock so you can knock the worthless mutt and have that mutt drop, because these dog nuts aren't doing anything. You're trying to protect yourself and your own property. But that's the thing with dog nuts. They want you just to just be okay with it. But when it happens, my dog didn't do anything. The dog is sweet. It didn't do anything. They want to make up this BS. They want to protect themselves and their dog. Dog nuts are just dumb. They're just dumb. Yeah, we're going to end it there. I think that's enough for today. It's great to be back. It's great to be back. Just reading this thing. I'm not sure why I put this here, but it just goes to show that, like, why should we give a shit? Do you think these nasty things give a shit? They can't hunt. They can't take care of themselves. Attack people left to right. And all of a sudden, I have to care about this thing because it can't grow fur or can't make a home or something, you're gonna waste your money to help some dog because it's a little cold. Man, we live in a psychopathic world, psychopathic society, and it's not done by this is no accident. This isn't just so random. This dog culture isn't random. All this is done on purpose. This is done on purpose. And and I hate to say it, it's like we're not progressing. As people, we're not progressing. A lot of us are just are rottening. A lot of us are spoiled. We're bad. Specifically dog nuts. I'm gonna move this picture. This dog's pissing me off. Again, like the neighbors I had, they looked, they looked fine. Together, they looked fine. They looked happy. They did their thing. And all of a sudden, they need a dog. They need a dog. And it looks like it's the wife that wanted the dog. I usually only see the wife looking after the dog. So that may be a problem in the future. That wife may only be, the focus may only be about the dog. Man. I think what's worse than living in a place where someone moves in and then they have a dog is to be living near someone for many years and out of nowhere they get a dog. There's at least in my area 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 7 people, like side by side, near me that owns dogs, and I'm thankful to any God that I haven't had to experience any problems yet. I'm thankful for that. But I'm not going to forget other children and other people that are being tormented by dogs. And my I don't know the right word for it, but I feel for people, children who live in families or houses where there's a dog. I feel for them. Because being a neighbor to someone with a dog is one thing, but to be living in a house where you hate the dog and don't like dogs is an entirely different thing. I could imagine the stench they smell, the noise, having to look at this ugly thing. And you tell your parents about it, they don't care. They'll side, even if the dog bites you, they're going to side with the dog. It's just so sad. Here's another story. I know it was the end, but since it's here, this is of another neighbor who poisoned their neighbor's dog. And again, no one just goes out there. Even me, who hates dogs, like I hate dogs, and I would love to see every dog killed and eliminated. I don't go out there chopping dogs' heads off. I don't do it. No dog has actually, ever since I lived here, no dog has actually bothered me personally. But no, but what I'm saying is like no one just poisons a dog or kills a dog or shoots a dog for no reason. Usually it's because after recurring issues. And oftentimes, like this person or these people, they're going to defend the dog. They're going to defend the dog and act like nothing, they didn't do anything. And maybe it's not just that one dog. Maybe it's other dogs in the past that has triggered this person. And he's like, I can't take this anymore. And he goes out and he does something. It happens. It can happen. But that's what happens when you have dog nuts. A group of dumbass people owning these nasty, worthless mutts. What do you expect? There are even cases of where other dog nuts hate other dog nuts because of their dog. So it's not just people who hate dogs. It's actually other dog owners who hate other dogs because of another dog owner. Can you believe that? Other dog owners hating other dogs because of their dog owner. It always comes back down to that dog. It's ridiculous. And people still want to defend these dogs, and it's no accident. This isn't an accident. This is all done on purpose. Some social engineering or I don't know. But this dog culture is not an accident. I believe these dogs are used to dumb down people because a lot of dog nutters are really dumb people. I don't care. A lot of dog nuts are dumb, rude people. If you go out and you interact with people and this person does some dumb shit, chances are they're a dog nut. Chances are they own a dog. Sometimes you can just tell, like, if someone's just rude or they just have bad social manners, chances are they are a dog nut. I've experienced it. I'm like, this person's so rude. Why is he so rude? Oh, he's a dog nut. People who love dogs and then treat people like crap, they're a dog nut. Man. And last thing, and the truth seeking, the truth seeking community, whether people know about it or not, but there's a lot of YouTube channels regarding truth about politics, sports, etc. I don't think if you cannot be a truth seeker if you own a dog. Truth is not about picking and choosing what you want to hear or do or how to live or whatever. You can't pick and choose truth. So if you're a truth seeker, if you're part of any truth-seeking channels or community, and you own a dog or love dogs, you're not a truth seeker. You're a dog nut. You're a shit picker. It's baffling. Just baffling. Where we are today. And really with this dog culture. And things are just getting worse. And nothing is being done. Nothing. I'm going to end it there. Welcome back, and thank you for joining another Worthless Mutts. I'm Gore the Dog Butcher, and once again, remember, it is okay to hate dogs.